Hello everyone! Welcome to my vlog! This is Giza Walandri at your service. For today's video, we're going to tackle about the key terms and concepts in managing and implementing standard-based grammar teaching. But before anything else, please click the subscribe, like this video, and hit the notification bells to get updated on my next video. So let's proceed to our discussion. Let's go! So now, we're going to learn the 6 fundamental terms. These are grammaring, grammaticalizing, error correction versus feedback, spoken versus written grammar, grammatical assessment, and pedagogical issues. So let's discuss first what is grammar. Grammar refers to what we know about a language, such as phonology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Language skills are about what we do with language.
According to Larsen Freeman, grammaring can be seen as a fifth skill alongside listening, speaking, reading, and writing. It is the fifth skill as it is focused on developing skills rather than knowledge transmission. Grammar is a dynamic process rather than a system of rules as it has transformed from being a set of mechanical structures to being a psychological or cognitive construct. That is when we speak or write, we are always involved in doing grammar, whether consciously or unconsciously. This process of doing grammar is termed grammaring. Grammaring teaches us how to use grammar structure or distinguish whether a certain person grammatically correct or wrong. It allows students to construct or extract accurate, meaningful, and appropriate messages or finer meaning distinctions.
Grammaticalizing. Grammaticalizing is a process of language change by which words representing objects and action, noun and verbs become grammatical markers, affixes, preposition, and etc.
Meaning, there is a semantic change whereby lexical items and construction come in a certain linguistic context to serve a grammatical function. And once grammaticalized, it develops a new grammatical functions. A process in which a lexical word loses some of its lexical meaning and starts to fulfill a grammatical function. For example, a lexical noun like back expresses a body part. Let's try to add the noun in / at the back of. A spatial relationship in and is susceptible to becoming an adverb. So there is a lexical change in certain words when we try to put another sentence connectives.
Next is error correction and feedback. So let's define the two factors. Error correction is focused more on negative students' production and aims to help the students repair such error in the future. While on the other hand, feedback is any advice or reaction that responds to communication a student has produced.
Feedback can be in a form of error corrections. It allows everyone to see what is needed to improve or change. Teachers use feedbacks instead of telling his or her students they are wrong. Therefore, attitude toward error correction has a determinative role in the success of error correction. Thus, the teacher should give feedback and should provide the learner with balanced feedback and error correction. The teacher must be aware of his or her comments, tone of communication to avoid insulting learners and help the students to reshape their knowledge.
Next is spoken versus written grammar. When you speak to others at school, you use English. When you write, you use English too. But are you using this exact same language? Absolutely not. The rules of spoken grammar are different compared to the law of written grammar.
There will be a function of spoken grammar that isn't necessary for writing. Written grammar is stricter. Spoken grammar is also more dynamic and immediate, therefore, often including many grammatical errors that are unacceptable in written grammar. Written grammar is more planned and precise, therefore, allowing fewer margins for error and engaging with a more sophisticated vocabulary and format of idea presentation. For example of written grammar, most writing in schools has formal words that you can find in the dictionary. In spoken grammar, your conversation with friends and family is not formal. You may use contractions and slang words such as cool, yeah, hang out, and etc. Another example of written grammar, for writing assignments, you are expected to write in complete sentence. In spoken grammar, when you speak, you can use sentence fragments. Your words come out too quickly and sometimes put them into proper sentences. The fifth key term is grammatical assessment. These are the tools used to determine how well students are comprehending the material that given by the use of formative and summative or any assessment that evaluate the learning progress of a learner. The most authentic way to see if a student has the mastery of the rules of English usage and conventions is to review the use of those skills in a piece of writing. There is no question that a teacher gets the best understanding of how a student is using his or her language by reviewing actual student work. In giving an assessment, teachers need to consider the purpose of the assessment, the level of the students, how this assessment helped the students to learn, and we can able to give useful feedback to our students after their performance.
So the last term is pedagogical issue. But before we're going to pedagogical issue, let's define first what is pedagogy. Pedagogy can improve the quality of your teaching and the way students learn, helping them gain a deeper grasp of fundamental material. Students can leverage their preferred learning styles with a teaching process that support them and the way they like to learn.
So, what is pedagogical issue? Pedagogical issue is about the different issues present in classrooms wherein most commonly the cause for students difficulties in progressing their learning. The common issue of learners are the amount of complexity of academic reading and writing may take more time for non-native speakers in English. Another one is non-native speakers of English may fall behind in class participation, especially in the beginning week of the class and etc. What do we need to do about it? To cope with the issue, an instructor faces how to design a course so the material engages students' prior knowledge and their skills, whether the intent is to build knowledge, to interrogate it, or to situate new ways of thinking. Below are the list of how to cope pedagogical issues. First, a convincing research project which identifies benefits of an issue with new ways of learning. Second, provide opportunities for teachers to communicate, collaborate, and reflect. Third, listen to the students. Fourth, move away from such a narrow definition of academic success. And lastly, professional development for teachers and lecturers. The teachers may apply or experiment with different teaching approaches and activities to monitor if there is an issue or error regarding the approach they use, to continually analyze and refine their theories of how students learn and encourage learners to assess their own learning, as well as give them opportunities to reflect in the teaching learning process.
So that's the end of our discussion. I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching. Till next time. Bye.